Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to a news cycle on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Uyi Agmofwegwe, reminding our viewers that we are on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times 276. You can download a Global TV Nigeria mobile app for all Android and iOS devices to keep track of our 247 broadcast. President Bola Tinubu has been conferred an honorary knighthood by the government of St. Lucia during his state visits to the country. The title Knight Commander of the Order of St. Lucia was approved by the Governor General of St. Lucia after advice from Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, as announced by the office of the country's Prime Minister. The visit marks the first stop in his two-nation tour of the Caribbean and South America. Benue State Governor Hyacinth Alia has assured core members of security in the state, insisting that more security operatives have been deployed to Benue. Alia warned heads of government ministries, departments, and agencies against their rejection of core members posted to them. He gave the warning during the closing ceremony of the 2025 Batch A Stream 2 orientation course at the National Youth Service Corps camp in Wanune, Tarka local government area of the state. The House of Representatives says it will investigate Nigeria's outstanding debt of 1.2 million euros to Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States. It is reported that Nigeria, like other member states, is expected to contribute financially to the Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States budget and various development programs. However, reports suggest that Nigeria has struggled to meet these financial obligations consistently, potentially hindering the organization's operations and the implementation of projects. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has met with resident electoral commissioners from across the country to finalize preparations and ensure a transparent, inclusive and secure electoral process. Correspondent Kabir Hassan has details.
With key elections drawing near, it was a crucial strategy session at the INEC headquarters in Abuja as the Commission's chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, met with resident electoral commissioners to review progress on logistic arrangements, security and voters' education campaign.
You also need to provide us with information on your plans to enhance voter access to polling units by decongesting some of them, or in other areas such as the cleaning up of the voters' register. You can only effectively discharge your responsibilities when you are knowledgeable and committed. I encourage you to intensify your efforts so that we will play our part in what is a multi-stakeholder responsibility more effectively.
The meeting focused on four major issues: preparation for the upcoming FCT area council election, pending by-election in 16 constituencies, off-cycle governorship election, and the resumption of nationwide voters registration.
The Commission is holding 5 major elections. These are the by-elections in 12 states of the Federation on 16th of August 2025, the Anambra State Governorship election on 8th November 2025, the area council elections in the Federal Capital Territory on 21st February 2026, the Ekiti State Governorship election on 20th June 2026, and the Osun State Governorship election on the 8th of August 2026.
INEC also stressed the need for enhanced collaboration with security agencies, urging that the citizens, electoral officers, and materials be adequately protected across all election zones. As political activities intensified, the Commission assured Nigerians of its determination to conduct credible elections while reminding political actors to comply with the rules governing campaign activities and voters' engagement. For Nigerians, INEC and its resident electoral commissioners remain the spotlight to deliver on their mandate. Kabir Hassan reporting for Global TV News.
Well, thank you so very much, Kabir. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar And former Senate President David Mark, former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido, and other prominent figures of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, have commenced a high-level, closed-door critical meeting in Abuja. This strategic gathering is reportedly part of ongoing consultations ahead of the formal unveiling of a coalition platform to challenge President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 general elections. Global Television will continue to track that story for you. The federal government has set August 1, 2025 as the deadline to begin issuing stiff penalties to foreigners who have overstayed their visas. Minister of Interior Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo disclosed this at a stakeholder sensitization on major Nigeria Immigration Service innovations in international passenger travel at the service headquarters in Abuja. It opened an online immigration amnesty portal in July to allow affected individuals regularize their stay before the penalties take effect. The Federal High Court in Abuja has set September 22, 2025 for the commencement of trial in a cyber crime suit against the suspended senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. The trial commenced following her arraignment on 6 counts bordering on alleged cybercrime before Justice Mohammed Umar, to which she pleaded not guilty. The suspended senator was admitted to bail on self-recognition after her arraignment. Governor Hope Uzodinma has sworn in 24 new permanent secretaries in the Imo State Civil Service with a charge to them to reposition the state's ministries for better service delivery. Our correspondent Marachi Ibe completes the story.
The State of the State Address is an annual constitutional duty of the governor, providing a comprehensive update on governance. This year's address was delivered with a strong focus on infrastructure renewal, economic reform, and inclusive growth. In his address, Governor Uzodinma said the administration has completed the flag-off of several strategic road projects across all senatorial zones, including Rural Access Road, aimed at boosting commerce and agriculture.
From the dualized Owerri Olu and the Owerri Okigwe Road to the MCC Toronto-Orata corridor, this administration has shown that government can indeed be responsive to the people's needs.
The governor also highlighted ongoing work on the dredging of Oguta Lake and the Orashi River, a major project aimed at linking Imo to the Atlantic and opening up new opportunities in transport and trade. Beyond physical infrastructure, Governor Uzodinma emphasized youth empowerment through digital training program and agricultural enterprise development, noting that over 3,000 young people have benefited from it since inception.
In ways, we have repaired the previously moribund pontoon, MV Orash at Oguta Lake, and today, Imo State operates 2 functional pontoons, MV Orash and MV Obana.
In his remarks, the Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Chiko Olembe, commended the governor's leadership and pledged legislative backing to sustain the momentum.
Under your leadership, the energy sector has recorded notable advantages, including the establishment of the Imo State Electricity Regulatory Commission, ORAS.
The highlight of the event was the passing of votes of confidence on Governor Hope Uzodinma and the endorsement of President Bola Tinubu for a second-term bid by the Imo State House of Assembly, with many hailing Governor Uzodinma's developmental efforts as a model of progressive governance.
Everybody has seen it. Our governor has tried tremendously well. Everything is ranging from the hotels, from the roads. We call him road master in our area.
Governor Hope Uzodinma's message today is clear. The groundwork has been laid. Imo is moving forward with a clear result and a bold plan ahead. The administration says the best is yet to come. From Imo State House of Assembly, Amarachi Ibe reporting for Global TV News.
Imo State correspondent Amarachi Ibe, thank you. The acting national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Umar Damagum, says it has unanimously endorsed Samuel Anyanwu as the national secretary of the party. Speaking at the extended caucus at the PDP's Board of Trustees meeting held at the party's national secretariat in Abuja, the party's acting national chairman stated that all members should be good ambassadors of the PDP. Ramsey Enoch Agbo was there for us.
The acting national chairman, Damagum, noted that as party faithfuls, everyone has a responsibility to contribute to rebuilding the party instead of demarketing it. Addressing the press, Damagum said the appointment of Anyanwu as the acting national secretary is part of the resolution from the closed-door meeting of the National Executive Council.
We've all combined in one, we were all together and we all agree that Senator Anyanwu will continue to act as National Secretary and also to bring the issue of convention to bring it up in the next NEC.
Chairman Board of Trustee of the People's Democratic Party, Senator Adolphus Nwabara, and other stakeholders of the party said the party is active, noting that the agreement reached from the meeting will open a new chapter for the PDP.
This party, I repeat again, will never die. I want to thank the National Working Committee of our party for coming together once again, believing that Nigerians have enormous faith and hope in PDP. The gale of leaving us, people leaving the party, are all cosmetic. We are all created to diminish us. But I must thank the leaders and all the organs of the party, especially the DOT, the caucuses of the National Assembly, and most importantly my colleagues, and the NWC, because everything we are doing for the NWC. It is very, very interesting that the various contending tendencies within the party have found some harmony, and that is the reason why we are all here today.
With the crisis in the People's Democratic Party now resolved, it is hoped that it will go into the 2027 general election as a united political front. Ramsey Enoch Agbo reporting for Global TV News.
From Ramsey's report now, we turn to other stories. The federal government has called for stronger regional collaboration to turn Africa's international borders from flashpoints of conflict into platforms of peace, economic development, and integration. The appeal came during the 2025 African Border Day celebration held in Abuja. In a keynote address, Director General of the National Boundary Commission, Adamo Adaji, emphasized the need for African nations to rethink their approach to borders, saying friends, good neighbors. Speaker of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS Parliament, Aja Ibrahima, has called for a strong legal framework for artificial intelligence development across West Africa. She made a call at a delocalized meeting of the Parliament's Joint Committee in Dakar, Senegal, focusing on education, science, and digital innovation. Represented by Second Deputy Speaker Adiratu Kolibali, Ibrahim said the sub-region must adopt new learning models to meet global technological demands. This is Global Television, and you're on to the live broadcast of News Cycle with Uyi Agmofwebe. When the rest of the broadcast returns shortly, United Nations urges greater investments in Nigeria's micro, small, and medium-scale businesses. Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please do stay with us. Thank you everyone for staying with us. The rest of the news now returns with business, where the African Continental Free Trade Area has created an opportunity for truckers, airlines and other players in the logistics and transportation sector. African Export-Import Bank says about 2.2 million trucks valued at $345 billion will be needed for trade facilitation under the African Continental Free Trade Agreement between now and 2045. Similarly, 243 aircraft valued at $25 billion will be required, with 169,000 rail wagons estimated at $36 billion needed for the continental trade. The United Nations agencies in Nigeria have emphasized the need for greater investments in the development of micro, small and medium-sized enterprises to drive inclusive economic growth in the country. The call was made during the commemoration of the 2025 International Micro, Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Day in Nigeria. The event was jointly organized by the UN Industrial Development Organization, International Labour Organization, UN Development Programme, UN Formation Center, and the World Intellectual Property Organization. Asian stocks rose amid optimism that countries will strike U.S. trade deals, but Tokyo's Nikkei sank after Donald Trump threatened to impose a fresh tariff rate on Japan as he hit out at Japan over rice and autos. The dollar fell again as investors grew increasingly confident that the Federal Reserve would cut rates at least twice this year, with keen interest in U.S. jobs data due this week. Investors are also monitoring the progress of the U.S. President's signature multi-trillion-dollar tax-cutting bill, which is being debated in the Senate. The Nigerian Exchange Limited has announced the results of its half-year market index review, which saw significant changes across several key indices, including the NGX 30 index. The adjustments, according to the NGX, were based on the market capitalization methodology, which took effect at the opening of the markets. The Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development and the Nigerian Air Force have established a committee to finalize arrangements for the inaugural Nigeria International Air Show slated for December 2025. The ministry stated that it is aimed at bolstering national collaboration and developing its aerospace workforce. President Bola Tinubu has called on residents of the Federal Capital Territory to take care of government. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, made this call for commissioning the Giri Access Road project. FCT correspondent Godwin Sunday has more.
Speaking at the commissioning, President Bola Tinubu, represented by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, emphasized that the access road will not only enhance connectivity to the EFCC Academy, but also contribute to the overall development of the Giri axis, boosting economic activities and reducing travel time for commuters. He reiterated his administration's commitment to improving critical infrastructure that supports national institutions.
These newly constructed access roads are not just infrastructural achievements. They are statements of intent, the intention to open up Giri District and the FCT. They show that under this administration, no community is too small, area too distant, citizen too insignificant to benefit from the dividends of democracy.
While speaking on the impact of the project, the FCT minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, thanked President Bola Tinubu while emphasizing that the access road will not only enhance connectivity to the EFCC Academy, but also contribute to the overall development of the Giri axis.
It, of course, has to be developed like other districts. What we have done is, now having created this access road, we have told the Executive Secretary of FCD and other relevant agencies to start working out details of how we are going to do the roads within the district. And this road has helped us to stop the land grabbing by the university. The university on their own grabbed 11,000 hectares. I said that will not happen.
Officials of the Federal Capital Development Authorities, representatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), well-wishers and stakeholders in the construction sector were present to witness the commissioning of the 3-kilometer access road linking the Bill Clinton interchange on the Airport Expressway, Giri District, Abuja. Godwin Sunday, reporting for Global Television.
Thank you, Godwin. The persistent increase in the price of premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, is taking a heavy toll on Nigeria's residents in Abuja as transport costs continue to soar across the country's capital. Commuters, drivers, and small business owners say the high cost of petrol is disrupting daily routines and stretching household budgets to the limit. Kabir Hassan has details.
The removal of fuel subsidy and the continual rise in petrol prices have had a ripple effect on the cost of transportation across Nigeria. Commuters at major parks and residents says fares have more than doubled, with many now working long distance or cutting down on their daily movements.
Every day petrol going up, and then even food price, and then the problem of this country is petrol. Anytime that petrol go up, everything will go high.
Petrol is the major substance in the economy. Anything that affects petrol affects the cost of living of everybody.
The CNG, they try to help, but you know why they rampart. It is very low price. It's affordable, but the fuel is not affordable like that.
Every day you will see oil price increment without consultation, without even hearing from masses. Honestly, it's really affecting us.
You see, the cost of Nigeria is fuel. Say they hear me. If the fuel can go down to 500, the cost of Nigeria will reduce.
Please, the government should work on that by reducing the price of fuel.
For many residents of Abuja, the struggle is not just about earning a living. It also borders on the ability to afford getting to work, the market, or even schools. As fuel prices remains high and fares follow suit, the hopes for many Nigerians is a lasting solution that eases the pressure on everyday citizens. Kabir Hassan reporting for Global TV News.
Let's take you to the foreign scene now, where the most senior United Nations official in Iran, Stefan Prisna, says the organization's humanitarian and development aid budget will require a doubling following the war with Israel.
Stefan Prisna, the United Nations resident coordinator in Iran, said he hoped the international community would step up with more funding. He said this year's UN budget for development and humanitarian affairs in Iran was $75 million, roughly $50 million for refugees and $25 million for the development program.
Our budget last year that we delivered was about $75 million US dollars, 50 million for the refugee crisis, which is, we are always calling for increased burden sharing of the international community to enable us to support this issue more, and about 25 million development program.
Iran hosts the largest number of refugees in the world, around 3.5 million, most of them from Afghanistan. Speaking from Tehran, Prisna expressed the hope that aid and development would be seen as separate from other issues, and the situation would trigger the international community to increase its support. Uyi Agmofwegbe reporting for Global TV News.
And now time to find some excitement from the world of sports. Arsenal has bolstered its goalkeeping options with the signing of Kepa Arrizabalaga from Chelsea for a reported £5 million, an equivalent of $7 million fee. The 30-year-old Spaniard remains the most expensive goalkeeper in history after his €71 million move to Chelsea from Athletic Bilbao in 2018. The Gunners reportedly exercised a €5 million buyout clause in a Chelsea contract Kepa signed last year. Under Mikel Arteta, Arsenal have finished second in the Premier League for the past 3 seasons, we have not won a trophy since 2020. And that's a full circle on the news here. Thank you for watching. Remember to follow us across all of our social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and download our app from all of the stores to keep track of our 247 broadcasts. I'm Uyi Agumofwegbe, thanking you very specially for watching. Bye-bye.